My name is Pradeep. I am part of Prarambha. When we talk of protective irrigation in Raichur, then now in the present scenario, Raichur is split into two zones. Right? One which is canal irrigated and the other which is dryland. Okay. In the dryland areas, from the beginning, climate change is something that we talk about now, but farmers have always dealt with variability in rainfall, right, as a reality from the time they've been doing agriculture in dryland areas. Given that you need precise amounts of water at precise intervals, right, then this variability is something that actually brings in uncertainty into a farmer's life. Climate change, what that has done is earlier, over hundreds of years of observation, people develop panchangs, right? There's local expertise. So they would be able to we would have people who would look at climatic factors and sort of say, we can do this, we can do that. Today with climate change, even the certainty or the little certainty that the panchangs brought has gone. So farmers to some degree are totally vulnerable. So the need for protective irrigation has only increased. Right? So that's one particular part. So I think it's very critical because if you are not able to assure that a crop gets irrigation when it's required, it immediately has an impact on yields, right? And then finally on incomes. That's one particular part. So protective irrigation is quite critical. In dryland areas, often protective irrigation, the source of it, right, would have been groundwater or streams, if there are streams nearby. But by and large, in our case, it would be groundwater. Unfortunately, groundwater is getting exploited. Recharge, discharge right now is greater than recharge. So, the groundwater is actually sinking quite fast. So even that puts protective irrigation, right, raises questions even within that framework now. Maybe the future, we would be wanting to talk about atmospheric water, right? And that, I think, is, if we are able to look at it, will take us from sort of climate change, climate adaptation to actually climate proofing, right? And that's, I think, maybe something that we need to look at. Right now, the capex is too high, right, for agriculture. But that's an area I think we need to look at. So if that were to come in, then protective irrigation, right, would be something that we should be able to assure. It's not going to happen otherwise. So that's one part. In canal irrigation, the logic is a little more different, right, because you already have water, and there's more to do with conservation of water, right, the utilization of water. If you were to look at the concept of protective irrigation there, so it's not protective, right, but it's more about optimizing, right, what resources you have.